Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice, even now, are moving in the might of your strength, not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved, and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart, and God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread, healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed. And we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare and we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory, we give you peace, we give you honor, we give you blessing, we give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you, the fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name, ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty, It's yours. I decree it and I speak it. In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'd like to welcome you to today's edition of Yes You O Cubed. What does O Cubed stand for? It stands for one-on-one, because it's just me and you. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman. I'm so glad that you joined me on this fine day, you all. Can you believe it? It's hump day. Yes, it's Wednesday, April the 27th in the year 2022. And I'm so glad that you joined me on today. Now, you know, as we like to say, this is the day that the Lord has made, and we are rejoicing and we're glad in it. It's a great day to be alive. Now, come through. You know how we do. We started off with those that came in the Lion's Den early this morning, bright and early this morning. Yes, they came in with all kinds of love. They came in with all kinds of peace, joy, and happiness to make sure the Lion's Den was full of that when you got here. So here we go. For the first runner-up, the third person, I guess I really should say the second runner-up, and the third person in the Lion's Den this morning, that person that came in was none other than Miss Fabulous. Yes, Miss Fabulous, you did that thing. Thank you. And find that love seat over there. Yes, she's the head usher, but she's also showing up this morning to make sure there was plenty of love in the Lion's Den, and I appreciate you for that. Now, the first runner-up and the second person in the Lion's Den today was none other than BTD Mom. BTD Mom, come on in here, sis. Come on, you did that, girl. You did that. I appreciate you for making your way into the Lion's Den. Yes, at 12:13 in the a.m. She was in here, y'all. She was in here. Thank you so much, and so much love coming right back to you, and healing prayers to you even on today. Now, the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair is none other than DJ Onyx Heart. DJ Onyx Heart, you did that. You did that, sir. Get your lips, your hips, and your fingertips, and come on over here. Come on over here and get in that chair. I love you so much, sir. Thank you for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, get your lips, hips, and your fingertips in Grandpa Holmes' chair. Thank you, DJ Onyx Heart. And I tell you what, he came in, he said he had some coffee already brewing for everybody. So when they get there, everybody could have a fresh cup of coffee. Thank you so much for that. And it was reported to me by BTD Mom that coffee tasted pretty good. It tasted pretty good. Thank you so much for that, DJ Onyx Heart. And thank you for that opportunity to come on your stream on yesterday. We had a great time there in the Heart Foundation, just chit-chatting and having conversation about different things relating to Boss Energy. And I appreciate both he and DJ Aurora Onyx Heart for their hospitality and their love towards us while we were there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, as we move on, you know how we go. Let's go ahead and get that mod love out, because we got to stop for these moderators who are extraordinaire. I'm telling you, they're second to none. We start with Shelly Thunder. Yes, up above my head.
I hear thunder in the air. There must be a Shelly thunder somewhere. Yes, this beautiful heart, this beautiful sister, she takes such good care of us, and we appreciate you. Now, the leader of the pack, the Rebel Inc. Yes, that's my day one, and she is a streamer. If you're not following her, please, please, please follow the Rebel Inc. She will bless your whole entire life. And she takes good care of me personally in this studio. She keeps things running for me, and I want to say thank you. And also, the third of the three musketeers, none other than Michelle Brownell. Yes, that's my quiet storm. She is such a blessing, and I appreciate her here in the Lion's Den. Now, as we get ready to get this party crack-a-lacking and get this party started, I appreciate everybody that's in the room this morning. So you know where we go from here. We like to always stop and say, hey, hey, hey. It's Fat Albert. No, we say, hey, 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 get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. Because I want to come around and say good morning to everybody. Good morning, DJ Onyx Hart. I see you. Good morning, Cassandra Isaiah. I see you. Good morning to the Rebel Inc. I see you. Good morning, Stacy 546. I see you. Good morning, SK 8843. I see you, dear. Thank you for coming in the Lion's Den. Good morning, Beat. Deep Mom, I see you. Good morning, Lovey54. Oh my goodness, you just look gorgeous this morning. I see you. Coming on up, and I see Mel Holiday. Good morning to you, and I appreciate you for being here. Good morning to Crazy Berrytown. I call her beautiful. Yes, y'all. She will Zumba You Design. That's my girl. She is a streamer. If you're not following her, please, please, please follow Crazy Berrytown. That's my girl. And I see you. Thank you for coming in here this morning. Mel Holiday, good morning. I see you, sis. I'm coming on up, and I don't want to miss anybody, so we're just going to keep scrolling and rolling. Did I say Cassandra? If I didn't, Cassandra Isaiah, I think I did, but I just don't want to miss you. So let me come back and say it to you again. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Now we're coming on up, we're coming on up, we're coming on up. Somebody may have come in early before everybody else got in the stream and got to going. So let me keep scrolling up. Joanna G. Yes, Joanna G 98. I see you, beautiful. Thank you so much. I see you got your coffee cup out and you're ready for the chat. Come on with that. I love you, and I appreciate you for making it into the Lion's Den this morning. Now I'm gonna come down and see if anybody came in the basement while I went upstairs. Let me check out and see if anybody came in the basement while I was going upstairs. And I think I see your wine cups out today, Mel. So I'm a little concerned when I see the wine cups come out bright and early first thing. I get a little nervous, but nonetheless, listen, it's okay. Even if you ain't got no act right, I'm just happy to see you, girl. I'm just happy to see you. Now let's get this party started, and let's get this party crack-a-lacking, because I got quite a bit to talk to you about today. We're going to be moving along. Before I do that, let me come back and say I appreciate all of you that are continuing to purchase the merchandise. Boss Energy is for sale. T-shirts, hoodies, cups, face masks, you name it, we got it. I want to appreciate each of you because those sales are going really, really well. And I want to say thank you for your support. I appreciate you. I absolutely do. I am Robin C. I see you, sunshine. Come on in here. I'm walking on sunshine. I got sunshine in here on a cloudy day. I got a whole bunch of songs going through my head. Can you tell? Well, here we go, y'all. Here we go. You know how we do it. I like to get the music crack-a-lacking because I gotta have a little sound. Michelle oh Lord Jesus, Michelle Brownell. She's in the room, y'all. She's in the room. Good morning to you. Yes, that's my quiet storm, and so much love coming to her always and forever. Honey, every time I see her, I tell you, y'all look at that beautiful face right there. That's the Michelle Brownell I know. And listen, when you see that face, just know there's miracles, signs, and wonders in the house. You better ask somebody. Now come through, and let's have some conversation on this morning, because there's a whole lot of stuff that happened while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered on yesterday. My Lord, or I should say last night. There was a lot to take in. A lot was going on. Many of you have heard that our vice president has COVID. She's being treated. My understanding is that she is asymptomatic. And that's a blessing, because at the end of the day, we want the vice president well. I understand that she's getting a Pfizer treatment that is for those that are typically seriously ill. Simply amazing. I see you, and good morning to you from Florida. I ain't mad at you. Thank you for checking in from Florida. Come on and peek in for a minute while we chit chat. Now, you know, the vice president, we want her well. We want her well. So at the end of the day, let's send up some prayers for her, because she needs our prayers. And I'm definitely hoping that the scenario is going to be one that she recovers nicely. Now, they said they went to the most and more aggressive drugs in treating her because of her age. She is over 50. I said, man, y'all, you know, this is when the reality of my age starts setting in, when they're having conversations on the news talking about she's over 50. And so they had to aggressively approach and deal with her treatment because she's over 50. And I'm like, what's wrong with being over 50? Listen. Y'all not gonna treat me like that. You're just not gonna treat me like that. What you mean she's over 50? And so at the end of the day, yes, they went to Pfizer's more aggressive drug to treat her in hopes that she will not have any serious, I don't want to say succumb, but she will not have any serious ramifications from having COVID. Now, that being said, y'all remember COVID's out there, y'all. COVID is out there for everybody that's out here running around in these streets like it is well with your soul. COVID is still out there. Just be clear on that. Do what you do, but just know COVID is but Stacey, and they say it like it's dirty. She's over 50. They said it like, Lord Jesus, you'd almost think she was decrepit and in a wheelchair and barely making it. And I'm like, Shelby Nicole Cosplay is in the room, y'all. She's a streamer. Good morning to you, love. Come on in here, and it's good to see you. If you're not following her, please follow Shelby Nicole Cosplay. Shelly Thunder. Oh, y'all coming on up in here. Good morning to you, Shelly. Yes. The prophetess is in the room, y'all. The prophetess is in the room. Come through. But yes, Stacey, to go back to what you said, they say over 50 like it's dirty, like we just old and ready for the bone pile. I'm like, now come on now, 50 kind of young. 50 kind of young. You know, y'all talking crazy up in here. Y'all make 50 sound like, but that's okay. 60 is the new 20. You better ask somebody. So many people think that we're back to normal, Mel, and they're just out here gallivanting and carrying on in the streets like nothing's wrong. But COVID is real. And as they said, they started showing pictures of her where she was masked and other places where she was unmasked. And of course, they obviously were concerned about when and where she was last in contact with the president. So, you know, y'all, COVID is a real thing, and it doesn't care what your title is, it will get you. Good morning, Tall Pumps. Good morning to you. Come on in here and let's have a conversation. Get your coffee cups out. It's that time of day, and we're chatting this morning. Truck driver, that's my Mufasa. The Lion King is in the room, y'all. That's my baby. I love me some truck driver. Come on in here. Get your coffee cup out and let's have a chit chat. It's that time of the morning. Now I'm coming on down because you know, DJ Aurora Onyx Heart is in the room, y'all. She is in the room. Come on in here, sis. Again, thank you for your hospitality on yesterday and sharing your space over there in the Heart Foundation. I truly appreciate you. Lord Jesus, what did I do? Double Spirit 08 is in here. I must be living right, y'all. I must be living right. Good morning to you, Double Spirit 08, and thank you for gracing the room with your presence. Thank you so much for coming in here, sis. Mad love to you. Now, as we move on in while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, let me tell you what else is going on. I don't know if, come on, Cassandra, gaining mature ages are blessings. Everyone does not get the opportunity. Vintage is always in. You better preach, sister. You better preach. Come on with that, Cassandra. Vintage is always in. I love that. You better ask somebody. Now, listen. I don't know if you all heard the news or not, but the president is issuing his first pardons on yesterday. Now, this is the thing that I have a little bit of issue. He issued 3 pardons and actually commuted, I think, 75 different did somebody must have said poll, because Lord Jesus, I looked up and Vintage Sugar is reporting for duty. I might as well get ready for, let me go ahead and just put it up there. Y'all just insist. Tall Pops, I think it's your spirit on the house. I think it's your spirit on the house, because we can be flowing and going nicely, and then all of a sudden, Tall Pumps, when you come in the room, next thing I know, poll call. Every time I turn around, poll call. So, you know, I don't know, Tall Pumps. I don't want to blame it on you. I don't want to blame it on you. But it just seems mighty coincidental that every time you come into the room, Delicious Melons she's on the pole. Listen, they lining up waiting to get on the pole. Lord Jesus, today. Crazy Berry Town, it just seems very coincidental to me. Lovey, it just seems very coincidental to me that whenever Tall Pump shows up, these sisters start running for the pole. Not just the sisters, but listen, old manager, he also is running. Because listen, we are an equal opportunity employer over here in the Lions Den. Tall Pumps, you heard it. You heard the trigger word. You know what you heard, girl. You know what you heard. Lord Jesus. Y'all too much. And did Royal Confessions come out of... No, she didn't. Is she working the poll? Okay, I thought she came out of Lurk. I was like... If y'all done brought Royal Confessions out of Lurk already this morning, it's too early for that. It's too early for y'all to be bringing Royal Confessions out of Lurk mode. So, you know, she trying to get some work done, and I need her to have a job. Y'all getting ready to get her fired from her job because y'all won't leave this poll alone. Tell them, sis, you understand the assignment. Don't egg them on, Simply. Don't egg her on, because listen, you was at the 50 and up class. Not the 50 and up class. Oh my God. Let's see. Let me check. I think I don't know. I might have somebody for you. on the 50 and up poll. Nonetheless, y'all just don't know how to stay off of that poll. But I love you. I absolutely love you. And I appreciate y'all for being up in here. And I'm glad that y'all, even in your tender ages of vintage, are still able to get up on the poll, baby. That's a blessing. That's a blessing from the Lord. Here, I found something for you, Tall Pumps. I'm gonna give this one to you. Girl. This is you right here. This is you right here, Tall Pumps. So here you go. Since you talking about being up on the pole and being vintage and all that stuff, let me just go ahead. Let me see. There you go, Tall Pumps. That's you. When you retire, but that SSI check is not enough to live on, you get on the pole. DJ Neek 10, come on in here, sis. She did a phenomenal stream on yesterday with Dr. Dady Priest, and I appreciate you. Come on in here, sis. This sister is phenomenal, and you did a phenomenal job on yesterday. Thank you. Lord, I got double spirit and DJ Neek 10 in here. I don't know, y'all. The Lord has smiled on me this morning. Come on in here and let's go. Now, as we get back to the story, you did a beautiful job. As we get back to the story, it was reported to me. Now, this is what I want to talk about, y'all, because in actuality, it's Myrtle and the whole gang. Those are your star students. Tall Pumps, you ain't got no sense. Now, let's talk about these folks that President Biden pardoned. And one of them, now y'all tell me, Now, some of the 75, those were nonviolent drug offenders, and so he reduced their sentences. Now, they were not pardoned, but he reduced their sentences for those 75 nonviolent drug offenders. He reduced their sentences. So that's a beautiful thing. So now the 3 pardons that he did, 2 of those were also drug pardons, drug charges that were pardoned, but this is the one that's kind of suspect to me. Now y'all tell me what you think. Tell me what you think, Lions. Tell me what you think. Now the 3rd person that he pardoned was a Secret Service agent who had been convicted on federal bribery charges. Did y'all hear the words that was coming out of my mouth? Did you hear the words that was coming out of my mouth? So he pardoned. Now, let me say this one more and again, because something down in my shondo doesn't feel good about this one. He pardoned a Secret Service agent who was convicted on federal bribery charges. Now, somehow, good morning, MCP 812. Come on in here. So much love coming to you. Love and hugs all over you, baby. Hugs coming all over you. Come on, Robin. They have me cracking up too. Listen, these old ladies up on the pole. Yeah, SK 8843. Now, that's the one that I felt like, no, I'm not feeling that one down in my shondo. Out of all of the people out here, I mean, folks that are actually fighting because it's being proven that they were wrongfully convicted, and their lips, hips, and fingertips are still sitting in jail. Their lips, hips, and their fingertips are still sitting in jail. But somehow or another, we find a Secret Service agent. Now, this is a government employee at the highest level that we expect a different level of integrity and lifestyle. And all of a sudden, he who had been convicted and found guilty on bribery, federal bribery charges. Federal bribery charges. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I see y'all, and I'm gonna give it to you. Could it be? Could it be? The devil. Now, baby, to me, that ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. Because at the end of the day, for so many people who, listen, who's to say he wasn't wrongfully convicted? I hear you, Robin, but I'm like, now, I just feel like this. There are so many people that have, what do I want to say? Really been wrongfully treated in this system, who at the end of the day, we know, and prosecutors are coming out saying this was a setup, it was a wrongful situation, they should not be in jail. We had a case here in Missouri. Governor had an opportunity to actually pardon and refused to do that. I mean, we got a whole bunch of, and many of them are black men, and then we find a federal agent that has been found guilty, and the government is dirty. I see you. Why is he assumed to be guilty and the others aren't? At the end of the day, I'm just kind of like this. I just don't like this particular story because it doesn't look good. It's not a good look of all the people, because this is what I got. This is what I feel like. Come on, do your research on it. SK8843, because I love it. I try my best. It was reported to me. Now, all reports may not be accurate, but I'm just saying, at the end of the day, I feel like there's a culture in government, as you said, Robin C. There's a culture in government that I can do wrong and you don't have to worry about being convicted if the president of the United States is going to pardon you. And if you remember, this was some conversation that revolved around 45. I don't know if y'all remember that or not, but when 45 had these folks out here and they were coming for the hearings and being reviewed and talked to and investigated and this and that and the other, and folks was lying to the court, and all of this was going on, but it was understood by those individuals that 45 was going to give them a pardon. You know, this is dirty business. This is dirty business, and it's just not a good look. No one's position, Stacey, should be an Ollie Oxenfree for a felon. That's too much power for anyone. And they have fall guys too, Robin, absolutely. And so at the end of the day, this is one that's got my eyebrows raised, because I'm like, President Biden, now come on now. I hope you're not falling into this same bag of dirty tricks where folks are out here doing wrong, and they know at the end of the day the president's gonna pardon me. So, you know, I just don't feel good about that one. I just don't. So yes, SK, please do some research on that one and come back and tell me the deets, because at the end of the day, I just don't feel good about that pardon. And I'm like, if that's the way we gonna roll, no ma'am, no sir, just leave it alone. So at the end of the day, you read that he's the first black Secret Service agent on presidential detail. I'm wondering what that has to do with it. I don't know. Simply amazing. And you got more details than I do, because I actually didn't get all into it to that deep of a level, and it's not reported in the articles that I read. They did not give his ethnicity, and I'm looking at ABC News and Politico. So at the end of the day, those pardons have been issued, those 3 pardons and those 75 reduced sentences, but I'm still looking at that one pardon and my eyebrows. No, I'm not feeling that in my shondo. So at the end of the day, it is what it is, and let's just keep it rolling. But I do have interest to know more of this story. Now, I told you that Vice President Harris has COVID, so she's being treated and taken care of. Joe did this beautiful act on yesterday. When I look and I see Joanna, if he is Secret Service, then he knows things that he was ready to speak about. The government will do whatever to keep their secrets. I got you, and I hear you on that. So at the end of the day, like I said, Joanna, I'm not feeling good about that one. I'm just not. And now the New York Attorney General's office, a lot of it will probably be redacted. You are so right, Robin. You are so right. Anytime that child you get those documents, it's just one black piece of paper with a little bit of white here and there. Me, us, and the rest of it is redacted. So at the end of the day, New York Attorney General, honey, Sister James said she's ready and unraveling Trump's Russian nesting troll. So we'll never know all the facts, Robin. I agree with you 100%. We will never know all the facts. Now, the New York attorney, you know, honey, Sister James says she ain't playing with Trump. Yes, Letitia James, she's doing her job, and she said she's just about ready. Now, I'm assuming she's been trying to get all of the pieces and the facts together, but it seemed like they should have been ready a long time ago, because this man was just out here overtly doing stuff. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? This man was just going to and fro, seeking whom he may devour, and his lips, hips, and fingertips still have not seen a jail cell yet, and I'm not real thrilled about that, folks. But honey, Letitia said she just about got him. She just about got him ready to cook up and serve up. So I hope that, listen, that she gonna put her money where her mouth is and get us some charges for crimes that this man has committed everywhere. This man just committed crimes everywhere. So, you know, she said she's about ready, y'all. She said she's about ready. I hope and pray that she absolutely is. Come on, DJ Onyx Hart. It was reported to you that 45 has been in contempt of court in New York for not turning over certain documents and is being charged $10K a day till he returns. Well, he don't care about the $10K, DJ Onyx Hart, because that campaign fund that people keep giving money to that they'll never see. Listen, he done, as far as I'm concerned, he's He's just collecting money for his own personal bills and his own personal debts. So he doesn't care. It's not his money. So he'll keep paying $10K a day as long as he still has people out here that want him to run for re-election, and they're emptying their pocketbooks, sending money to his campaign. So that is a mystery. Explain it to me, Lucy. Explain it to me. That's a mystery to me. The folk that are out here, still out here running around giving this man money. And listen, at the end of the day, what did President I can see his face, you know, that's where my age starts showing up. Richard Nixon, I am not a crook. You know, that he's been doing this, and folks are still pouring money into his campaign fund, which in my opinion, he's just going to use as a slush fund to pay whatever he wants to utilize it for. He doesn't care. He's not feeling not one iota of pain, not one iota. Don't get it twisted. That man is not hurting from whatever they're charging him, because it's not his money. He's using the people's money. So, hey, there's no skin off his nose, as the old folks used to say. He's slippery. Come on, Robin, he's slippery. But she's been on a mission, and it will make or break her career. I agree with you on that, Robin. It's going to make or break her career. It reminds me of Chris Durden. And, you know, not to bring up the OJ, all of that, but I'm just talking about the break in your career. Chris Durden and what was the white female attorney? I can't even remember her name. But their careers, when they lost that case, Chris Durden said his career ended the day that OJ Simpson was found innocent. So, you know, you do have situations and big cases that are high visibility. Yeah, Marsha, thank you so much. You have high visibility cases that for attorneys in those positions and slated in those offices, it can be a make and break situation. So I agree with you on that. I really, really do. Money is like Teflon for him. Absolutely. They tacked him with that $10,000 a day until he complies with her subpoenas. He doesn't care about that now that folks are learning the truth about him, he's going to feel it. I don't know, Simply Amazing. Did they have eyes to see? Did they have ears to hear? Huh? I just want to know. You talking about now that folks are learning the truth about him. Did they have eyes to see? Did they have ears to hear? You talking about they just now learning the truth. Baby, the truth's been out there bold and in living color the whole time. This man was not trying to hide. This man was out here just doing whatever he wanted to do in broad open daylight. That's why we're so gagged. That's why we're so shocked, stunned, and amazed. Not that we haven't had dirty politics before, but you just haven't had people that just came out and just so blazingly and brazenly came out and just like, listen, this man was just like, let it all hang out. So when you talk about now that folks are learning, did they have eyes to see and ears to hear? Because this man has been openly out here doing stuff. That's why I'm trying to figure out why it's taking so long to put his lips, hips, and fingertips behind some jail bars. Because this man has been off the chains openly. SK, Saudi cash that was paid to Jared Kushner will pay fines. Come on here, because it's money flowing in from all kinds of directions that really needs to be present and accounted for from some of these countries that we really should not be dealing with, and they're funding and giving finances. Hey, it is what it is, and it's dirty business. Letitia James is rock solid, but the New York DA who refused to charge him is fried. I see you, and I hear you talking. DJ Neek, and he keeps getting away with everything. That's what's got me so agitated. He just, now you talk about Teflon. That's the Teflon Don. Y'all remember the mafia guy? They called him the Teflon Don, John Getty. Listen, I think John Getty and 45 seem like they might be cousins. Cause honey, you talk about Teflon. This is Teflon coated. He just keeps getting away with stuff that we see openly. And that's why they love him, Robin. That's why they love him. Because they like, we're not doing political correctness right now. We just being raw, rude, and downright gangster. And they pouring that money in there to that man. That's all I can say. And it's a sad state of affairs. So there you have it. So as Letitia James is coming out this morning saying she feels like she's pretty near ready to take him, she feel like she's right there at the door. She's at the door knocking. And at the end of the day, Joanna G, it's all about money. At the end of the day, it's all about money. So there you have it. I just feel, when we look at our national political scene right now, and then we won't even talk about all this that we got going on with McCarthy, with Gates, and man, it's just sheer insanity. And they're releasing conversations these last several days that are very damning and damaging to the Republican Party as to their knowledge, their acknowledgement of the January 6th insurrection attempt. And while they all came out feigning ignorance and they didn't know, all of these voicemails with in-depth conversations keep being leaked and coming to the surface from high-ranking officials. And so McCarthy might be in danger at this point. So folk, if they start distancing from him, all of a sudden, y'all know, he's getting ready to go down and the rats are jumping ship. But all of these jokers that tried to act like and then came around after all of this happened to say there was no insurrection, there was no riot, it was a gathering and a group of people that just met in Washington. But all of these things, don't believe your lying eyes. I'm just saying, this is just ridiculous. Don't believe your lying eyes. Folks died. Folks gave their lives. Folks were trampled down. Folks were carrying out government artifacts, going through papers, going through offices, just ransacking the place. But don't believe your lying eyes. It was just a nice, friendly group of people gathering at the Washington Capitol. So there you have it. But as these voicemails continue to be leaked and as these voicemails continue to be pushed out there, I think we're getting ready to see and have a whole nother narrative. Cassandra, haters don't mind funding hate to sow love, peace, and sanity won't participate. However, your insanity must dispensate because love conquers all. We love God. You don't love God and ourselves. What's what? I got you. Wait, they saying it was a prayer vigil now? Listen, Tall Pumps, they was having a revival service. They were having, and listen, Paula White just might have been there. Africa. She just might have been there leading the prayer. So at the end of the day, they're gonna call it whatever they want to call it. But these voicemails that are being leaked, and as a matter of fact, one of them, I listened to one of them, he said, I think the law may have been broken. You think? I think laws were broken. You think? I couldn't believe that. You think? But then they want to come out and do this grandstanding publicly as if nothing happened. The Republicans are done. A whole lot of folks are going down with McCarthy. The last one standing will be Moscow Mitch, unfortunately. Moscow Mitch is liable to still be standing after it's all said and done. If that group had been a different hue, come on, there would have been a mass funeral, in your opinion. And your opinion is most likely accurate, Robin. The house Trump is burning and all them folk got ash on them because they was close to the house. King Coogee is in the house. He's in the lion's den. This is my guy. And if you're not following him, please follow King Coogee. And the house of Trump is burning down. We hope, because at the end of the day, I'm like, we hear stuff that would make you clutch pearls and think everybody should be good. Everybody should be on their way to jail and prison. And these jokers are still walking around footloose and fancy free. So I hope it's burning down. But at this point, we don't know. Don't believe it till you see it. If we had been praying in front of the Capitol, we would have been rioting. And you telling the truth on that, Joanna G. And they would have come, maced us, and done everything else to us and locked us up in jail and everything else. Turtle gets on your nerves. Turtle McConnell, y'all got me dying. You cannot unhear and unsee what the whole okay, but this is what I'm saying simply. How many times, even with video, have we seen it and we heard it and they still say it didn't happen? or they say there were extenuating circumstances, or it didn't happen like that. So this is something that, you know, at the end of the day, I'm gonna say it once more again, don't believe your lying eyes. And they just come out here and spin a whole nother tale, and the people believe it. You still have people running around insisting that the election was stolen. And this is the absurdity of that argument from the very beginning. The same ballot that was for the president of the United States also had your senators, your U.S. representatives. It was the same ballot. Now, if the ballot was going to be fixed, and if the ballot was going to be fixed for Biden, why wouldn't the ballots that were fixed for Biden also have been fixed for more Democrats? Because, baby, we 50-50, and that's counting Vice President Kamala Harris. We 50-50. If we were going to fix ballots and the ballots were fixed, why are they only fixed for 45, but they weren't fixed for all the other people? Because it's the same ballot that was entered. That is the stupidity of that argument from day one. If we were going to fix the ballots, if they were going to fix the ballots, why wouldn't they have fixed it and given themselves a landslide? It just doesn't even make sense. But this is what I'm saying. People believe that insanity. Now, and I'm talking about people that have good functioning brains believe that the election was fixed and stolen. So at the end of the day, you know, I just don't know what to say, because I'm just looking at folks scratching my head, and I'm saying, did y'all not realize that all of those other races, and if that's the case, if the ballot was fixed, then we need to be challenging everybody. Now, none of the winners in the Senate, none of the winners in the U.S. House of Representatives, none of those are coming back saying this fight was fixed. Ain't nobody challenging their win. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Nobody's challenging. Then, baby, if you think it was fixed ballots, I need you to vacate your office and ask for another election. So you're not doing that because you know it wasn't fixed. But yet and still you're standing in front of the people telling this lie and narrative that you know is a lie. And I'm just like, and people believe that stuff. And I walk away scratching. It's insanity, Rebel. I walk away scratching my head saying, do you not realize all of these people were on the same ballot? All of these, there were no two ballots. All of these people were on the same ballot. It makes no sense. Just use your brain. That 3 pounds of gray matter between your two ears, just use a little bit of your brain. That doesn't even make sense. Explain it to me, Lucy. Explain it to me, Lucy. It makes no sense. No, they don't. I thought they had good brains until recently, and it makes you, I'm telling you, mentally ill, Rebel. There's mental illness all around, and you don't have to agree with you to think you have a good brain. And I agree. You don't have to agree to think you got a good brain, but when you can't process that, and I'm talking about, my mouth hangs open when I'm talking to intelligent, knowledgeable, educated people that believe that there was a stealing of the election. It's mind-boggling. It's just mind-boggling. Some of the main ones that should be in prisons are the ones that keep building them and creating the laws to keep them full. Now, you said a whole word right there, and we're going to talk about, I told you this week, we're talking about restorative and transformative justice, because it's got to happen. We got to have some changes, and the very ones that are doing some of this insanity are the ones that are building these jails and making money off of them. And believe you me when I say they are making money. This is new slavery, y'all. It's new slavery. So there you go. That's all I'm gonna give them for the morning. They've had all the time I'm gonna supply to them in this insanity, because these folks, listen, they just keep doing what they do, and at the end of the day, it's insanity. It's really insanity. Some of them, come on, Stacey, that's like saying the burglar came into my house and only took my TV. Come on, Stacey. It just makes no sense. It just makes no sense. Good morning to Gift Nathan Lamont. Good morning to you. Come on in here, and I'm so glad you come into the Lion's Den today. Come on, come on, come on. Don't you want to go? Now, so there you have it. There's some other things out there. I want to address this on a local level, but I want to make it an issue at a broader spectrum. Now, here locally, we had a young white child that took some a drug on a couple of weeks ago, and unfortunately, he lost his life. And my heart and my compassion goes out to the family. Now, I believe it was fentanyl. This is the thing, and this is in the news this morning here, and it's on every single channel. And I mean, from 4 o'clock this morning, I've been hearing this story over and over and over. So this is my issue, and this is why I want to bring it up. Yes, fentanyl is rough. They've got our babies, and it happened in North Kansas City, in the Northland, which is where a good heavy population of our wealthy white families reside and abide. Okay, so let me give you that demographic and why I have an issue with this story. It's almost like when the young white girl and the boy went missing. The girl went missing, and they were traveling around, and the next thing you know, they're out here scouring. It's national news. They're out here scouring the highways and the byways for this young girl. And yes, I wanted her to be found too, but this is what I want to address this morning, because y'all know, come on, this is Yes You O Cubed, one-on-one, just me and you. I take this coffee, no cream, no sugar. We take it strong and black, because I tells it like a T-I-Z-Tiz. And listen, I don't just throw shade, I shed light. This is what I want to address. The difference that we make between brown and black and white bodies is like the difference between night and day, and it just makes me sick. Now, here you got a fentanyl epidemic. I see those coffee cups. You got a fentanyl epidemic that has finally, and it's been there for a minute. But it finally rears its ugly head and takes the life of, I believe the young man was 14 years old. So I've seen his picture about 20 times already this morning. I've seen this young white boy's picture about 20 times. Then I've seen some other young white people talk about how they have been plagued with fentanyl, and it's a drug that takes you over. It's a drug that and it's a drug, and this is something that we need to deal with. This is something that we need to talk about. This is something that we need, yada, 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 yada. Now, how long have we been fighting a drug epidemic in the black neighborhood? And I just want to know, and this is I'm so serious about this, because people want to talk about, I don't see color, I don't see this, but you don't see that when one white child takes an overdose, it really wasn't an overdose, took a pill and died. Now this warrants shut down the city, stop everybody dead in their tracks. We're giving them airtime. We're giving them, oh my God, this we've got to deal with, and we need counselors to come in and on and on and on and on and on and on, blah, 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 blah. And the black community is like, listen, and I'm gonna go back to what I said about the young girl that came up missing. Our young black women come up missing, and they don't even announce it barely on the television. Now this, I'm really serious here, because this just gets my goat. And this morning it was okay. When I saw it the first time, I was like, okay. But then when I saw it the 10th time, then when I saw it the 11th time, then when I saw the young white kid standing up there, you know, and this is an epidemic that I know because I was using fentanyl, and I know because, but listen, now while I don't begrudge you that, how come in the black community you could care less? I said what I said. How come in the black community we're not getting airtime? When our black young women come up missing, y'all not looking for them, and it surely doesn't get national news. And this was just one chick. Now this was just one girl. And now please understand, her welfare and safety was important to me too. But I just want to understand how this one girl had national news when she took her lips, hips, and fingertips on a trip with her boyfriend, and he took her for a ride and came back alone. All of a sudden, her story gets national attention and dominates the media for days on end until they finally find her body somewhere. And at the end of the day, we've got, I don't know how many black women and children that go missing daily, and we get no coverage at all. And some of our black babies been missing for years, and the folks ain't looking for them. And then when this chief of police left and retired, he disbanded the cold case unit so that now you ain't even gonna act and pretend like you're looking for them. Just help me understand that. Now that gets my goat, y'all. That gets my goat. This is Yes You O-Cubed, and I am your spiritual thought leader. Because listen, at the end of the day, this is some foolishness. I'm going to call you for filth. I'm going to call you for filth that all of a sudden, because this is one child in the Northland, y'all done dominated the airwaves with this one story about this kid taking an overdose. And yes, he looks like some child that probably had a lot of opportunity, that probably came from a very good home. But at the end of the day, our children matter too. And that's why we keep talking about Black Lives Matter. Did I say something? It just makes me sick. It just makes me sick. Now, for all of you all, at the end of the day, for all of y'all that if here locally, if you haven't seen it yet, you just watch the news later on, because they're running this story in a cycle. They're running this story almost like, listen, President Biden was assassinated. That's the way they're running this story. And I'm like, now listen, I'm getting more and more agitated every time I see it run again, because at the end of the day, what is the messaging that you're sending to me? And what is the messaging that you're sending to my young black children, my young black boys, my young black girls? When you are a person that lives in a neighborhood that is nice and affluent and wealthy, you're important enough that we're going to keep talking about it. We're going to keep talking about it. We're going to keep running this. We're going to keep as if the heavens fell down on today. And then when it happens in our black community, you get, listen, when it's our community, I said it. This is why it aggravates and agitates me. Blessed quietness. That's what I'm talking about, Rebel. Blessed quietness. She is First Lady T-Rail. Come on in here, sis. So much love coming to you. Uh-oh. I see you. Let me get back and let me get in here. Listen, this is something that I feel we need to absolutely positively address this madness, because that's exactly what it is. And this is where, when then we start hearing, well, there's no difference between us. There's no difference between us and y'all keep talking about race as if it's still an issue. It's still an issue. And especially when this is what we get on our black babies, like their lives are worthless. And SKU said the truth. It's the same for indigenous people. And the country does not want to acknowledge their racism. And so we keep coming out with this idea we're one and the same and there's no differences made between us. Yes, there are. There are huge differences made between us. And I'm here to call you. I'm here to call you out. I'm here to call it out. And that's what I said. When we come in to this lion's den, I love everybody, but I'm going to talk about the disparity and the lack of equity that exists in our society towards black people and people of color. Now, while I'm talking, let me say this. Harvard came out today or it might have been yesterday, but it came out today. We got a raid, y'all. We got a raid. It's a raid in the house. One Reason and the Gospel Takeover are up in here, y'all. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Moochie, baby.
Come on. Let's look at who's in here. Good morning to you. I appreciate you for coming in. Miss Frosty 60803, I see you. Misty Blue, I see you. Come on in here. I see you. I see you, LaWanda Baskerville. KB Browns, the one and only Keisha Key. Come on in here, Miss V07. I see you. So much love coming to you. Come on in here, Raiders. Natty Dread, I see you. Come on in the house. Oh, I appreciate you, Miss V07. So much love coming to you. Y'all come on in here, Raiders. And One Reason in the Gospel Takeover. Only one Miss Cox is in the room. Come through, come through. I see you, love. Come on up in here. So much love coming to you. To all the Raiders that are coming in the door, we welcome you in the Lion's Den. I love you and I appreciate you. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Step on over to the left. Yeah. Now, step up, step back. You in the Lion's Den. Now, walk it on back. DJ Extraordinaire, so glad to have you in the room today. Come on in here and make yourself at home. You're in the Lion's Den. So much love coming to Doglegs. Come on in here, mother. Come on in here, mother. That's my friend. Come in and have a seat in the Lion's Den, and we're just having a nice conversation. Come on and rock that raid. Rock that raid. I see you, sight giver. Rock that raid. Come on in the Lion's Den. I see you and so much love coming to you. Appreciate you. LaWanda Baskerville. Yes, Wanda Visions, Miracles, Signs, and Wonders. She's in the house, y'all. She's in the house. So much love coming to you. And she didn't do it solo this time, y'all. She brought some friends with her this time. She didn't come solo. She brought some friends. Come on, I appreciate you, the Bishop of Twitch. One Reason, that's my guy. I appreciate you, my brother, and thank you for that awesome raid. DJ I Rock Jesus, let's go, let's go, let's go. That's his streamer. I love this man. DJ I Rock Jesus is just, he's a whole blessing. He's a whole vibe. If you're not following him, please, please, please follow him, and he will bless your whole life. Now, as we get back to this story, I just want us to be clear. I want us to be clear. There is a disparity about how stories. Good morning, Barbara Hardy. Come on in here. That's my these are they. Come on in. Music lover. Good morning to you. Come on in here. So glad to see you. Now, this is what I'm pointing out. The disparity between how the media coverage is different for white children of affluent homes versus what happens to our black babies in the community. And we have to keep crying loud, spare not. We have to keep talking about it. We have to keep saying it, because at the end of the day, where people want to act and pretend that all things are equal at this point, no, they are not. It is not equal, and I'm gonna keep calling them for filth every time they do it. And at the end of the day, I had to bring that out, because here locally, that story has dominated our press and media. And I'm like, listen, if you're gonna give that much energy to this little boy, you give that same energy to our little boys and our little girls too. So that's the way I want you to roll. Have a blessed time out there. Simply amazing. Enjoy that Florida sunshine. So much love coming to you. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna keep saying it until we see change, and this is the change that we want to see, and this is the change that we're going to be. So that's the way we're doing it up in here. And I appreciate just the awareness. It's the awareness, and we're making changes. We're making moves. Now, the last couple of things I want to deal with, I'm going to go a little bit different direction because I told you we're getting ready to go into a place where we're going to talk about transformative justice and restorative justice and looking at that from a different angle because I want to see change. We got to have change. Because we'll keep telling these stories. We'll keep having these stories on repeat, just like a merry-go-round until we start making some changes, Doglex. We got to make some changes. We can't allow this to continue to be the norm. I love you, Stacy 546. You have a great day too. We'll see you back in the morning if all things go well. So much love going to you. Now, this is where I wanted to deal with some things on today. And we're changing up. I'm gonna change gears right here. This right here. I'm gonna start with this one because it's a little bit maybe some may see it as a negative. I loved it. I absolutely positively loved it. So I want to share this and I want to have a discussion about it and see what your thought is. But here we go. I'm gonna get on the share screen here and let's have a chat about this right here. Because at the end of the day, when I tell y'all change is here, I'm gonna turn off the music so y'all can hear this real clearly. Change is here. She starts dealing with the idea from the young people's perspective. And I want those of us that may be a little older in life, I want us to pay attention to this. And I want you to hear what this video is relaying to you and then talk to me about it. Tell me what you think. Because listen, there's a whole lot packed up in this video right here.
Name something that Black people, especially older Black people, are not ready to hear.
A lot of what y'all consider disrespect is younger generations establishing healthy boundaries. And if I can take it a little bit further, the younger Black generations are killing it right now. Going to therapy, breaking generational curses, outing predators in the family, exploring their spirituality and going beyond just white Jesus, learning ways to teach their children that doesn't involve abuse, embracing their sexuality and allowing others the dignity to do the same. I hear the older generations complaining about the younger generations, and there's a part of me that just wants to be like, y'all should be really quiet. Like, I'm not saying that the older generations didn't do their best. I'm just saying that there was a lot of trauma that y'all passed on, and that trauma is being overturned right now. And you guys should be thankful for that. Anyway, bless your hearts.
Now, I come on, Pink Assassin. I'm gonna play that one more time, and I just wanted to sink in. I want you to hear it. I want you to hear it. I see y'all reacting. I want y'all to hear it because this sister, she said a mouthful right here, and she's taking some stuff to task. Now, just listen to it very closely once more and again because she did her good talking right here.
Name something that Black people, especially older Black people, are not ready to hear.
A lot of what y'all consider disrespect is younger generations establishing healthy boundaries. And if I can take it a little bit further, the younger Black generations are killing it right now. Going to therapy, breaking generational curses, outing predators in the family, exploring their spirituality and going beyond just white Jesus, learning ways to teach their children that doesn't involve abuse, embracing their sexuality and allowing others the dignity to do the same. I hear the older generations complaining about the younger generations, and there's a part of me that just wants to be like, y'all should be really quiet. Like, I'm not saying that the older generations didn't do their best. I'm just saying that there was a lot of trauma that y'all passed on, and that trauma is being overturned right now. And you guys should be thankful for that. Anyway, bless your hearts.
When I tell you this baby blessed me. Now, y'all talk to me. And some may be like, we not having this conversation today. But oh, we are. Yes, we are. Because listen, this is when we talk about transition and how things in the world are changing. Even the conversation we had yesterday, we had the conversation about the classes that are now available at Westminster College on porn. It's a different day. It's a different time. It's a different hour. So, I want to unpack a little bit of what she said, because at the end of the day, this is the question. What is a conversation? That was what was asked. A conversation that older black people are not ready to have. So at the end of the day, let's deal with the truth of the matter. We really have to deal, as this baby said, that again, we're not bashing our elders and our seniors and our generations ahead of us for trying and doing their absolute best. But come on, the gift Nathan Lamont, she said, we're overturning trauma. Traumas are being overturned. And you say, why? She said, listen, it's really happening, Dog Lex. It's really happening. She said, because many of us are going to therapy. And some of y'all still won't go. Some of y'all still won't go. She said, but young people are going to therapy. We have no problem going to therapy because we're trying to overturn the trauma that we've come through. And many times the trauma is at the hands of us. Come on now. The hands of those of us that have had faulty training, faulty theology, faulty teaching, and we've traumatized these babies. And these babies said, listen, we've had enough. We're not going to repeat the generation that we observed. We're going to do this thing differently. The changes are happening with or without us, Cassandra. What does your freedom look like to you? Come on and ask that question. Tall Pumps, you understand all the words that came out of her mouth, and she told the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's called breaking generational curses. And she said that. Rebel, she spoke a word. Misty Blue, she spoke a word. Stop saying what happened wrong in our house. Come on, stays in our house. All of that mess that we were raised to. And did she not say we're calling out? She didn't talking about what happened in the streets. She said family predators. We're calling out family predators. Some of them same folks that was dibbling and dabbling with you, but you didn't tell nobody. Therapy was not even a thought at one time, Dog Lex, especially in the black community. And even now, there's still those in the black community in some circles of black churches that teach against therapy, because you know God is a mind regulator. He regulated me one day, and you still crazy as a bed bug. So at the end of the day, this is some of the stuff. Come on, MC Control. Good to see you this morning. Change is good. They are breaking the trauma, BTD Mom, and they're traumatized. And come on, how many times do we hear that, Misty Blue? What stays in our house? You don't go out here. You don't tell people our business. But that predator done went through the whole house. He done got everybody. That predator has gotten everybody. And y'all talking about don't go out of this house and tell nobody. So this is what we're seeing from this generation. In the house, all in the house, Dog Lex, come through. So this is what we are looking and saying. It's time for us to go ahead and get ready because it's happening. We say we're not the in crowd. We're the in crowd because it's happening. So this, and listen, they're speaking truth to power. They're speaking truth to generations. They're making up their own rules. And some of us like, oh my God, no. But your rules didn't work. Your rules took them into a whole nother level of living and existence that they know is trauma. I loved it when that baby said we're overturning trauma. Which generation? If it's your generation, yes, you totally agree with her, but your kids' generation, I got you. Anger management therapy helped you immensely, DJ Neek. And listen, some of that anger management therapy was needed because we learned anger in the household, but people don't want to deal with that. People don't want to be true with that. Like she said, we're finding other ways to discipline our kids without physical violence. Now, y'all, and I know some of y'all just not gonna give it up. You're gonna beat that child till that child can't be beat no more. Good morning, DJ James Dark Knight. Come on in here. We're having a conversation. I appreciate you for coming in. And at the end of the day, just like I told you, If you are teaching the only way you can resolve conflict and the only way you can resolve behavior is by some level of corporal punishment, we can't talk it, we can't have a conversation, we can't teach one another how to come in a less violent way. I just still have to say, as I begin to think on that thing, I was like, does violence really change behavior to a positive behavior? Now that's a conversation everybody has to have for themselves and with themselves. But at the end of the day, when you get mad, and a lot of y'all parents, keep it real, when you have had a long day, your temper is short and they make you mad, that's when y'all pull stuff out and start beating kids. So, and when I say beating, I'm not even talking about to the abusive level, I'm just talking about beating, period. So, these are things that I want us to ask ourselves, am I acting out of anger right now? Am I too angry to really deal with this situation right now? Do I need to put myself in timeout? Now, parents are not saying that because I'm the parent and I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. That's what I'm gonna do. And telling the child, whatever I do to you is my child. You're my child, and I have the right to do it to you. No, I don't think anybody has the right to do anything to anybody else when it especially starts dealing with areas of violence. We need to think about that. We really, really need to think about that. Start with the man, woman in the mirror. Deal with your stuff so your stuff won't deal with you. And as we always say in here, Cassandra, if you don't deal with it, it will deal with you. She is First Lady T-Rail. You said you understand everything she said and you totally agree. And that would be great if that applied to all the youngins. I don't know of many doing that. Whole list of the inner city young people are still troubled. And so she's First Lady T-Rail. This is one of the things we're going to deal with. The issue, because inner city kids don't have the resources. And that many times is the barrier. You do not have the resources to go to therapy. You do not, and it's not even offered to you. So these are some things that, again, let's come back and address what's at the core of this. Beaten, period, Doglegs. I'm telling you, I came to a point, and everybody's not persuaded like I am. Let every man be persuaded in his own mind. I came to a point where, as much as I was raised on spankings and beatings, something down in my shondo as I got older, something down inside of me as I went through times of healing for myself and went through therapy and went through counseling, something down inside of me said that is not the way, and that does not get to the root of healing and help that child needs. There are other tools we need to find out and use and employ. That's just me personally. Everybody ain't buying what I'm selling, but I'm telling you, come on, music lover, you got to evaluate yourself first and then act. And so many times, if folks would be truthful, parents included, you act and then think about it later. You act and you speak and you blow off and you do all of this. And let's be truthful. Did I do it in anger? I know you can always say, but I love that. That's my child. It's always in love. But listen, there are some things that even though we love our children, what we're doing to them is unloving. I'm gonna say it again. Even though we love our children, some of the things that we do to them is unloving. And we have to really stop and take an assessment. Come on, Misty Blue, can we talk it out? Can we teach our children how to communicate in the middle of a situation that needs to be processed? Can we teach them how to process? Can we teach them how to sit down and from opposing points of views, continue to talk and navigate and still be relational? This is the kind of stuff that I'm trying to get us to. Do as I say, not as I do, man. That we're done with that, Pink Assassins. And we've seen it, we've lived it, we've experienced it. And at the end of the day, heal already. I hear you. All caps and italicized. Would you please heal? This is a place that we got to come to understanding. That's your goal, traveling therapy and help. Come on, Pink Assassins. I love y'all. Schools now have connections with providers of service for therapy and counseling in some inner city areas. And that's a marvelous thing. We got to get it more in all areas. And I see you, Pink Assassins. So many times what we're doing is reactionary. We're not being proactive. We're reactive. And we got to get in touch with who and where we are. You believe in therapy, we would go to family therapy. You went on your own and took your children and husband, and we went for our marriage. I'm pro therapy too. She is First Lady T-Rail. So thank you for that testimony, because I'm that one. I have no problem at all telling people I went to counseling more than once. I went to counseling and I needed that. Iris Maddie, come on in here. So much love coming to you. Thank you for coming in the Lion's Den. Den Darn, good morning to you. Thank you for coming in here. That is so true. That's why we as parents should walk it out and then come back and deal with the child accordingly, because we can and do come in from a long day, tired, a short fuse. So we should count to 10 and then discipline accordingly, because some of y'all really haven't acting out on your anger. And I just really want to, I know y'all like, no ma'am, no sir, that's my child. But some of y'all are acting out of anger. I just need you to do some introspection on that. And this is what happens when you act out of anger like that. When that child gets old enough to not have to deal with you and not talk to you and come around you, that's what's going to happen. I just want you to know. Let me prophesy and tell you what's going to happen. If you didn't know, now you know. That child is not going to talk to you. And when you're at that point where you want, why won't my teenager talk to me? Because you listen, we set something in motion when they were little kids. And at this point now, they ain't studying you. So there you have it. I mean, this sister told the truth. Use every tool in your toolbox. If you don't have a toolbox, you hope to teach other strategies for conflict resolution. You recently decided against spanking. Come through, SK 8843, and I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. I decided against spanking and all of that because there's other ways, in my opinion, to deal with these babies other than laying hands on them. And they get enough opportunities of people laying hands and beating them down, and they don't need that from you. They don't need that from the home, in my opinion. Y'all, you're gonna do what you're gonna do anyway. So some of y'all ain't getting ready. I don't care what that woman said. I'm gonna beat my child. Hey, and I still, let me come here, DJ Neek. Let me come here. Some of this is the outcroppings of slavery. What did they do to us? They beat us. What did they do to us, honey? Corporal punishment was the only kind of activity that we know about in dealing with your behavior is not doing and coming up to speed to what I want it to be. Crack the whip. And we just carried that right on into our culture. Like that's the best thing since sliced bread. And at the end of the day, we killing our babies emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. I never believed in therapy, but you've changed your mind. Come on through, is Iris Maddie. And I'm an advocate. I'm an advocate, you know, and I understood what you meant. I am an advocate all day long because I've seen as a pastor, I've seen as a person, so many people's lives who are traumatized and they keep getting in prayer lines. They keep this, that, and the other. You need therapy. So when children walk away, they're done, Misty Blue. When children walk away, they are done with you. So, you know, that I'm just trying to let you know, and I tell people all the time, your children won't talk to me, but they'll come, they won't talk to you, but they'll come talk to me. And guess what? I tell them every time, it's an open door, baby, and you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Come on, Doglegs, you were on a talk show yesterday. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and I tell them, listen, you can come and you can talk to me about whatever you want to talk about. So at the end of the day, you know, y'all pay attention. Y'all pay attention, because then we wonder and we get into a state about what's going on. And at the end of the day, we've created some of this and ourselves, and so we got to deal with that. So I wanted to share that story right there, and let me get rid of that one. That was a good. I loved it. That blessed me this morning. I said I'm gonna share that with the house. Let me get her out of the way. The other one that blessed me this morning, and then we're gonna talk about what we want to share on today. Steve Harvey said something, and you all know I've been talking about this. Your imagination and the creativity. Miss Lottie Dottie, come on in the room, and Misunderstood is in the house. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you. Lord, you can't keep your grown cheering. I hear you. She is First Lady T-Rail. I hear you. Now, this one here, I want you all to get this as we transition into our conversation on today, because I told you, I firmly believe on Sunday, I preached on witty inventions and solutions. Witty inventions and solutions. Now, I've been talking about witty inventions and coming into contact and complete agreement with why you're here on the face of this earth. Used and challenged 2478. Come on in here. So good to have you in the Lion's Den. So much love coming to you, and God bless you right back. Now, I want us to look at this. Steve Harvey said something here that really, it blessed me, because this is why I keep talking to you about witty inventions. God will give you something. God will birth something from within you, and all of us, there's seeds of greatness in all of us, every last one of you. Yes, you. That's why the name of this stream. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. There is greatness in you. Now, Steve Harvey starts talking about imagination, because I'm imagining a totally different world. I am imagining a totally, girl, change your locks. I'm imagining a totally different world, the world that I want to see, and I plan to create and be a part of creating the world that I want to see. So I want y'all to listen to Steve Harvey, because he starts talking about imagination, and I want you to hear this.
Here's Albert Einstein setting it out that imagination is everything, is to preview the life coming attraction. So everything that's in your imagination is God showing you a preview of a coming attraction that he has for you. See, so you don't let nobody play your imagination off. Don't let nobody twist you about what's in your imagination. Don't let, how you see that. They ain't supposed to see it. See, everybody not going to see your imagination. You can quit telling it to them, because if God wanted them to see it, he'd have put it in their imagination, but he put it in yours. So imagination is as critical as the dream, because the imagination is just God showing you a preview of what he has for you. It's like when you go to a movie and you get your popcorn and you sit down. Before the movie start, what do they show you? Preview. They show you previews of what? A coming attraction. Have you ever seen a preview and then the movie ain't come out? Nah, bro.
Okay, and I'm going to play that one more time for the people in the back that didn't catch it the first time around. Your imagination is critical. Here we go.
Here's Albert Einstein setting it out that imagination is everything, is to preview the life coming attraction. So everything that's in your imagination is God showing you a preview of a coming attraction that he has for you. See, so you don't let nobody play your imagination off. Don't let nobody twist you about what's in your imagination. Don't let, how you see that. They ain't supposed to see it. See, everybody not going to see your imagination. You can quit telling it to them, because if God wanted them to see it, he'd have put it in their imagination, but he put it in yours. So imagination is as critical as the dream, because the imagination is just God showing you a preview of what he has for you. It's like when you go to a movie and you get your popcorn and you sit down. Before the movie start, what do they show you? Preview. They show you previews of what? A coming attraction. Have you ever seen a preview and then the movie ain't come out? Nah, bro.
And there you have it. I loved that. And yes, as you said, this whole interview, Rebel, that was an excellent interview. That whole interview was an excellent interview. And I loved it. That little clip, I'm glad they pulled it out, because I want to talk to you this today about your imagination and utilizing what God gives you in your imagination. That's your preview of your coming attraction. And Natty Dread, I saw you earlier. Thank you so much. And I am so glad that you are doing and thank you for sharing that with us. That's what I wanted to say. And I'm so glad that you're going to counseling, and I'm so glad that you're able to share and talk about that and encourage others. This is the day where we're not scared, afraid, or ashamed to go to counseling, and to let people know ain't no shame in my game. There's nothing wrong. So Lady Day 701, come on in here, baby. So thank you, Natty Dread, for sharing that, because somebody needed to say that. Come on, Auntie Diddy is in the house. You felt that in your shondo. Steve is preaching. Steve was preaching, Auntie Diddy. And I always try to share nuggets and just gold pieces that I can put in your spirit to take with you during the course of the day. Why? Because I want you to understand. I want you to understand that your imagination, as he said, is the preview of the coming attraction of what God has put in your spirit. And you are here, and that's, come on, Pink Assassins, don't be afraid, don't be ashamed to be healed. But when you get, what's the purpose of the healing? Because I'm here, I'm not here to be wounded, tore up, devastated, depressed. That's not why God put me here. I'm here because there is something that I am to contribute and give and deposit into this world. And I'm going to deposit, I'm determined, I'm going to deposit everything that God put in me to deposit into this world. So when I have imagination, some of you all, your imaginations have died because you've gotten so inundated with a whole lot of stuff that doesn't even matter. I want you to stop right now, and I just want you to ask yourself, how active is my imagination? How active is my imagination? Because that imagination is given to you so that you can start doing and planting and breeding and sowing something into this world. I need you to get into a mindset where your imagination, y'all know, and that's the beauty of children, except you become as a little child. I want you to understand the power of imagination. You know, when we were children, could we not? Oh my God, my imagination when I was a child, it was just everywhere. My imagination was off the chains. You know why imagination for me was off the chains? Because there were so many things, so many views, so many perspectives that it was intended from the beginning that I would see it differently than everybody else saw it. Nobody else saw all of the things that my mind imagined because I had a great imagination and I had a great vision and I had a great challenge for my life. You have the ability to make this happen. And this is what I got to say about it. Unchallenged, I have to say about it. I've always had a sense of feeling the things that I see in my imagination, I have the ability to bring it about. The things that I see in my imagination, I can do that. So at the end of the day, listen, that's why you say, may you be blessed beyond your wildest dreams as your craziest imagination and your craziest imagination. I see you one reason, that imagination. Listen, so, you know, somebody put an instrument in my hand. You know, there's almost, I literally started as a child, preschool, as a drummer. But then after that, I promise you, somebody put an instrument in my hands. My imagination said, I can play that. Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling. You put an instrument in my hand. My imagination said, I may not know anything about it. I may not have any training on it, but I can imagine I can play that. And guess what? I can play that. So when you get finished, it's like people like, oh my God, how do you play so many instruments? Because I imagine I can play that. And there's no imagine that, Dog Lex. Now, girl, y'all about to, oh, I said I was going to be nice up in here. Miss Fee 07, I said I was going to be nice up in here. But listen, imagination. And this is a beautiful thing that when you have it the same as a child, imagination that is just running wild and it's so vibrant and it's so full. Let those babies roll with that imagination. I looked at and watched a interview that they did with Felicia Rashad, and Felicia Rashad said her mother was that different mother because her mother, now she was really different from me because my brain couldn't even wrap around this. She said their mother allowed them to take crayons, they could mark on the floor, they could draw on the wall, they could do whatever they wanted to do. They were allowed to have just free range imagination. And while that sounds like, oh my God, I just can't even imagine that, but who else has two daughters, her two children, that actually have the ability to just go out and do and accomplish and conquer whatever they want to do? When I listened to her Sister Allen, talk about how she went out and she began to be the only Black person in the area that was doing dance. She was the only Black person that was this. She was the only Black person that was that. In areas where the doors doors were closed to everybody else. But you know what she said? She said, my mother told me and taught me I can do and I can be anything. And it started with the freedom that we had to allow our imaginations to be completely unhindered in my mother's household. And I'm looking at this and I'm saying, oh my God. And so again, when they begin to come together and talk to each other in this interview, they both underscored the fact of how easily they were able to move into these realms and dimensions because their mother never hindered their imagination. No matter how wild it was, no matter how crazy it was, they were released to do whatever their imagination could create. That's what they believed that they could do. Good morning, Wins 2000 and DJ Brax. Y'all come on in here. So much love coming to you. So this is the thing, even what he said, when you have that imagination, it's a preview of your coming attraction. Now, how am I tying that into the change and the transition that we want to see? This is genuinely what I believe. I believe that those witty inventions that are going to be birthed out of your imagination, I need somebody to listen to me real good. I believe that those witty inventions and those ideas that are being birthed out of your imagination are the solutions that we need operating in the world right now. I'm going to say it once more and again for the person in the back that didn't hear what I said. I believe that the witty inventions and the ideas that are coming and being birthed out of your imagination, and just like Steve said, oh, you took the words right out of my mouth, music lover. Steve said, no limits. Don't put limits. And he said, and if you're talking to people and you're telling them your imaginations and dreams and they can't see it, you probably don't need to be telling them no how, because they can't see it and it's not for them because God didn't give it to them anyway. You got to pay attention, because sometimes you're telling your imagination to people with small minds, with people that have no imagination, no creativity, active. They have it, but it's not active. And so they can't see it at the level and the degree that you feel it down in your shondo, and they begin to rain on your parade. And after a while, it's like, listen, at the end of the day, I don't talk to people that are going to rain on my parade and put my fire out. No. If that's the way you are and that's the energy that I'm getting from you, I'm going to go another direction, because at the end of the day, I'm like this. That ain't me. You're not for me. You're not my energy. We're not a good match. How can two walk together except they be agreed? Sayonara, goodbye. I'ma still have you in my life. But when it comes to my dreams, when it comes to my visions, when it comes to my imagination, no ma'am, no sir, you don't get to handle that baby, because you will kill my baby, and I'm not gonna allow you to do that. And I know this baby has been given to me for the express purpose of being a solution in this world. God gave me boss energy as a solution in this world. God gave me this and that and the other as a solution in this world. Come on here, used and challenged. Your uncle, mad at kids, drew on the wall of his house and rented. He had wallpaper. Now they grown. I see you and I hear you. At the end of the day, I thought that was such a unique perspective that their mother understood. Do not hinder the child's imagination, because that imagination is what's going to open the door and say, behold, in front of you is a whole entire world, a whole entire universe with no limitations, with no restrictions, with nothing to stop you. When Debbie Allen started telling her phase of the story and all of what we would have seen as challenges, and she never even thought of it as a challenge. Why? Because her mother had instilled in her such a deep-rooted, my imagination says I can do whatever I want to do, even if there's nobody else up in here that's doing what I'm doing. The door is going to be open to me. And guess what happened? The door was open to her, and then the next door, and then the opportunities that nobody before her, as a black child in her neighborhood, nobody before her was given those opportunities. But guess what? The imagination that her mother allowed to run rampant said to her, if you can get away way into this door, you are going to be able to do whatever you want to do, even if everybody else is locked out. And then not only am I going to walk through the door, not only am I going to live my dream and imagination, then I'm going to turn around and go back and get black kids out of my neighborhood. I'm going to go back and get them, and I'm going to create a space and a place that now they have an opportunity if nobody else was going to open an opportunity to them. And I believe she said it was Patrick Swayze's mother who actually opened the door for her. But she had to have that tenacity and that mindset in her imagination that said, I'm gonna go in here and somebody gonna let me in here. I'm gonna go in here and somebody gonna let me do something. So at the end of the day, that imagination unhindered, that imagination not tampered with, that imagination that said, yes, I can do this. If I can see it, then I can be it. That imagination was a preview to my coming attraction. I'm going to make this happen. I can do this. This is where the solutions that we want to see birth forth in the land, this is where the solutions are going to come from. I'm not looking for government to be my solution. I'm not. As a matter of fact, let me tell you what, I really believe this, and y'all don't have to believe what I'm saying, but this is what I really believe. I really believe that when we start operating in our imaginations and we begin to become the solution, I believe the government's going to come to us because they're going to see us manifesting a solution. Now, somebody can't understand that, but I'm telling you what I believe. I believe that when we start operating in our imagination unhindered and we begin coming out here and cranking out solutions to our families, cranking out solutions to our neighborhoods, cranking out solutions to our children in education, cranking out solutions in all of these other areas, when we start cranking out and being the solution, the government's gonna come to us and ask us. Now let me add to that, and they need to. Come on, Ava Odom, come on in here. They need to come and ask us why. You ask me why. Why do they need to come and ask us? Because it's our money. The money that the government is spending is our money. Don't forget that, babies. The money that they're spending, that's our money. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? So this is the thing, when we come with solutions, when we come with imagination that has now created something that creates a solution in our community, in our neighborhood, in the school, in policing, when we come with solutions, then we gonna go to government and say, show me the money. It's our money, and your process, your method is not working. But listen, we got a process and a method that's working. Now give us our money back to fund the solutions that we came up with. Give us the money back that we paid in taxes. Because, baby, taxation without representation is tyranny. We want our own money back, and we're presenting you a solution that works. Now give me my money back, and the solutions that we're going to bring from our imaginations, from our creativity, because we've always had it. We've always done it. Come on, accountability, music lover. You got my money, and y'all out here spending money. Listen, and at the end of the day, corporations that are not even paying taxes are getting my tax dollars. Folks that are wealthy and not even paying their fair share of taxes are getting my tax dollars. It's a time that we need to wake up. We need to go ahead and say, this is my imagination's creation. It's a workable and viable solution. It's already being tested. We're already doing it in the community. It's already working. Now give me my money back instead of giving it to Big Pharma. Give me my money back instead of giving it to corporations. Give me my money back instead of shipping it to all of these wealthy places and people that are not paying their fair share in taxes. Give me my money back. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? And this is why I'm trying to encourage each and every last one of you to understand there's greatness in you. There is greatness in you. There is something in you that you have to bring forth. There's something in you that you have to birth. There's something in you that you have to contribute. That's why I need you to get healed, because some of y'all are distracted, because right now I understand nothing is on your mind except for getting healed. Take care of your business. Take care of your business. Get healed. healed first, take care of yourself first, love yourself first every day, LYFE from King Coogee, love yourself first every day, love yourself first every day, and whatever you need to do to get that healed so you can love yourself first every day, deal with that first. But after you get healed, I need you to be an active part of the community. After you get healed, I need you to be an active part of the solution. After you get healed, I need you to get busy. After you get healed, I need you to get up and make a difference. After you get healed, I need you to come on and join with me to make the world that we want to see. I need you to join with me so that we can come together and stop being acted upon and stop being treated. That's what I talked about earlier. Yes, the difference between the wealthy white community and what happened with the young white boy there, and then what happens in our black community and what happens in our communities here. You act like we're non-existent. You act like we don't matter. You act like you could care less whether we live or die. And at the end of the day, our taxpayer dollars are going in the till, and we're paying really, in essence, more than the people that have the wealth and get all the tax breaks and don't pay their fair share. But you're taking our money and putting it in other places. No, ma'am, no, sir. Give me my money for my child. Give me my money for my neighborhood. Give me my money for the things that concern my life over here. It's my money. Am I talking to anybody? It's my money. And this is where we have really missed a whole lot of empowerment for ourselves. And I'm gonna keep saying that. It's our money. It's our money. First, love yourself. Come on in here, Wins 2000. Fly. First, love yourself. Fly. Y'all got me going in here. Fly. Life, roar, all of that. I want us to come to a place of empowerment. Listen, we elect people to be stewards of our money. It's not for them to put the money where they want to put it. And especially when the money never comes to us. We need to be screaming, taxation without representation is tyranny. It is. It was in the revolution and it still is now. Taxation without representation is tyranny, and it's my money. This is what I want y'all to get down in your shondo. It's your money. You paying taxes, and then they go out and spend your money and then tell you what they did with your money, and the money's not coming back to you. No, ma'am, no, sir. Those days are over. I'm going to encourage you all, get somebody in your neighborhood. Well, we know we voted in a representative from the we got a council person. Listen, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about, listen, get you somebody from your neighborhood. Because I got an imagination. I got an imagination that got a way to work around this foolishness. Get you somebody from your neighborhood. I ain't talking about elected on the ballot and all of that. Find you Joe Blow from the neighborhood. Get to know your neighbors. Let's start right there. Get to know your neighbors. Get somebody from the neighborhood. All of y'all don't have to trot down there. Get somebody from the neighborhood. You can watch it on TV. You don't even have to go down to City Hall. Get you somebody from the neighborhood that stays up to date, stays up to speed on everything concerning your neighborhood and what's going on. Get the council meeting. List somebody that likes, because believe you me, there's somebody in your neighborhood that likes looking at that stuff even though you don't. There's somebody that likes going to that stuff even though you don't. Get that one person and have them get all the knowledge and information about what's going on in the city. Come back and report it to the neighbor. It was reported to me. And then you all show up when you need to show up, vote when you need to vote, show your faces and tell them this is how we want you to spend our money when it's necessary, because they do all kind of stuff behind our back we don't know nothing about because we didn't even know it was on the ballot. We didn't even know what they were doing, what they were voting on, what they were doing with our money. I'm gonna keep telling you, it's not their money. They are stewards that have been voted in to handle our money. Baby, if you gonna handle my money, I'm gonna have some say-so in how it's spent. You ain't gonna spend it and then come back and tell me what you spent it on. I'm gonna have some say-so in how it's spent. Get you one representative that reports to the rest of the neighborhood so the whole neighborhood is aware. even if it's a matter of that one person come back and type it up in a newsletter and then go door to door in your immediate neighborhood so that everybody on your street, up and down the street, know what's going on, so that nobody's ignorant to what's going on, that deals with their lives and their money at the city, county, and state level. We got to make a change and we've got to educate ourselves. But at the end of the day, I'm still saying I don't care about their plan and this and that and the other. I'm saying let your imagination give you some creative ideas on how to make changes in your community. Then go tell them, give us our money. Woo, am I talking to anybody in here? Imagination. Now, I told you I'm talking about transformative justice. That's what we're going to be talking about this week. I appreciate anybody that wants to go out in my Discord, because this is what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be sharing. I'm going to be dealing. If you want to get the book, I'm going to be talking from this book as well. We do this till we free us. My sister sent me this book, and it was so funny because the same time she sent me this book, another piece of information was coming to me from someplace else. This same book. We've got to learn transformative ways of healing our community. I'm not looking for the government to do it. I'm looking for us to do it. We do this till we free us. I'm not looking for somebody else. They've had many years to do it. It ain't happened yet. But we have the power if we allow our imagination, our ingenuity, and our creativity to begin to create new paradigm shifting type mindsets that said we're shifting the paradigm. Y'all still working under here, under this process and under this plan. But baby, we coming up with a whole new plan. Am I talking to anybody? We're coming up with a whole new plan. We're coming up with a whole new way because my imagination is active and I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. And I can do it. Woo, am I talking to anybody? So this is the change that we want to see. God bless you, Misty Blue. Thank you for coming in. So much love coming to you. This is what I want us to understand. It's in our power. We are empowered. The only reason why we are not empowered, the people, listen, are destroyed for lack of knowledge. We don't know. And the next thing that happens, something has happened to us. Something has happened to us. Something's been enacted on us. And we had no say so. We had no input. But I'm going to say it again. I need y'all to get just as much engaged and involved in your gusto. That money that the city is spending, that money that the county is spending, that money that the state is spending, and that money that the federal is spending is your money. Don't spend it and then come back and tell me what you did with it. Is anybody talking to me today? I love you, Misty Blue. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for coming over on that raid. That's our money, y'all. It shouldn't be they spend it and then tell us what they spent it on. We should be telling them how and what to spend it on. Now we're changing. We're shifting the gears. We're coming up with solutions. We're coming up with answers. We're not saying, give us the money and we don't have a plan. We're not saying, give us the money. We don't have a cue. We don't have a clue or idea what and how we're going to. No. That's why I said, I need your imagination to be so active that we're continuously coming up with viable plans that work, and we're putting it in motion. We're putting it in action. And then after we show and prove that the plans and the ideas and the concepts that we have are working, then we're going to go say, now give me the money to fund it because it's my money. Am I talking to anybody? Ooh, a change has come over us, and we're about to empower ourselves. We ain't waiting for somebody to empower us. We're about to empower ourselves because I see a new way. I see a new vision. I see a new path. And I'm gonna listen to this imagination music. It's right on time. That's your imagination at work, y'all. Imagination. Just enjoy your breath. and let your imagination run wild. Let your imagination run wild. It's happening. It's happening. Music lover, it's happening. SK8843, it's happening. Come on in here, Gloria Fudge. Good morning to you. It's happening. I'm not waiting on somebody to give me my freedom. I'll take my own freedom. I got an imagination that can make it happen. It's happening. Hey, I got witty inventions. Witty inventions. Witty inventions. Imagination that creates witty inventions. And my witty inventions are solutions. And stop killing your kids' dreams too. Come on here, Pink Assassin. You talking and preaching in here. Stop killing your kids' dreams too. Imagination, dreams and visions. Love you, Ava Odom. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Have a great day. Thank you for stopping by. So much love coming to you, Ava. Imagination. It's a preview of a coming attraction. Materialize that thing. Make that dream come true. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Here we go, y'all. Here we go. Here we go. Come on, take it back, Gloria. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back. And that's how we do it in the Lion's Den. That's how we do it in the Lion's Den. Oh, I feel for my brother. Well, I feel for my brother. And I feel for my sister. This has been another day of Yes You All Cube, one-on-one, just me and you. I am your spiritual thought leader, and I want your imagination to run wild with you. I want you to see the world that you want to build. I want you to see the world that you want to have. I want you to see it. Dreams and visions. Come on here, Doglegs. Dreams and visions. That's what the Bible said. And so at the end of the day, I want those witty inventions that are in you. I want to see them come forth. I want to see them come to fruition. And then we will be the solution to this world's problems. So at the end of the day, I love you. I love you. I love you. I hope you take this word, marinate on it, let it get all the way down in your shondo. Now copy the raid message, because we're going somewhere. We're going somewhere, and we're going to share some love with somebody else out here in these here Twitch streets. And so there you have it. Copy that raid message and let's go. Now, you know, I'm out here in these streets. Follow me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Patreon, Twitter, Twitch, Anchor, Discord, and more, y'all. We out here. And you know the mantra that we have: God has not given any of us intimidation. We don't have fear. We are all powerful in love, because we've got power, love, and a sound mind. And baby, when you got that, you got everything you need. Now, you know how we tell you to do it in here. We don't just talk about change, but I want you to be the change. Happy birthday, C-Ree. Happy birthday. Come on and be the change that you want to see. And at the end of the day, this pride, Pride, this Pride Alliance is relentless, and you're going to hear us roar. And it's us, you, me, we, all. That's the way we roll up in here. So much mad love, and that's all we got for you in the Lion's Den. I want to thank everybody that came in here. One Reason and the Gospel Takeover. Thank y'all so much for that raid. I appreciate you. For everybody that rode over on the raid and stayed, and for those that just rode over to show some love in the Lion's Den, thank you. Michelle Browno, the Rebel Inc., Shelly Thunder. Yes, those are my moderators, and I appreciate them. Iris Maddie, thank you for following today, and I welcome you to the family in the Lion's Den. And again, One Reason, that raid. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you so much. Now, you all know we want you to go through the rest of the day, and I want you to enjoy your day. Do something for yourself. King Coogee taught us LYFE, love yourself first every day. And at the end of it all, peace for your journey.
you.